Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and for those of you that are new, I'm glad to have you here today. Today I'm here at Target and it is back to school time, guys, so I decided to come and check out their plastic book bins and caddies that they have here at Target's Dollar Spot and also in their back to school section. As you can see, there are a lot of plastic book bins here. They have connectable holders in a ton of colors. They have caddies. Holy smokes, they have a ton of the connectable holders. They have the rectangular book bins. And look, they even have covers for the rectangular book bins. How awesome is that, guys? So what I wanted to do was take a look at these. And if you notice, they have even more here as well. This is also part of the Dollar Spot section, otherwise known as the Bull-Size Playground. And they have these translucent ones in translucent orange, purple, pink, green and orange, red, yellow, and blue. How cute. And even in white and pink. Wow, did I mention those colors already? I don't know. And then they have the opaque ones in the solid colors. They have these large styles of book bins here at the Dollar Spot section, which I love. And they have the covers here for only $1. And they fit on these book bins, the rectangular ones. How awesome is that? So I wanted to compare these plastic book bins to the ones from the back to school section in the back. Alright, so let's begin. In the back to school section, there are all of these plastic bins and caddies, and they even have these little trays, these art activity trays in the colors light blue, blue, green, red, purple, and yellow. Wow, what a nice alternative. And these are definitely a lot more glossy than the ones from the Bull-Size Playground. So the first items I wanted to show you are the cubby bins, or the plastic bins, and the ones on the left are from Target's Dollar Spot, and the ones on the right are from Target's back to school section. And just looking at it, you can see that the one from the back to school section is shinier. The ones from the Dollar Spot is more matte. And here's a look at the differences in the colors, the greens versus the light blues. You can see this one is more of a grayish blue, I suppose, and this one's more of a sky minty blue. So here's the two colors. You can see that the ones from the Dollar Spot does have a ledge that goes down, and the one from the back to school section doesn't. And here's a look at it. You can also notice that the ones from the back to school section is a tiny bit taller. You can see that right there in comparison. Okay, so let's look at it lengthwise to see if there are differences. When I push them all the way back to the wall, you can see that the one from Target's back to school section is definitely shorter in length. So there's a comparison, in case you're wondering. And now let's look at it side by side. And when you look at it on the sides, you can see that the one, again, from Target's back to school section is slightly skinnier. You can see that there. But what you do notice is the one from Target's back to school section is also slightly taller. So there you go. You have a good look at the differences in the light blue colors and in the green colors. By the way, the bins from Target's Dollar Spot, otherwise known as their Bull-Size Playground, is $3, and the one from the back to school sections only $2. So something to consider. Here is another comparison. I can stick the one from the back to school section inside of the one from the Dollar Spot section, and there is room. So you can definitely see it is definitely shorter in that aspect. So here's a look at the back to school bins on top of the Dollar Spot bins, and you can see the colors do not match. I mean, they look pretty close, at least in the greens, but the blues definitely don't go. So it's really up to you if you want to get it, but you can definitely see the color difference and the style differences. There are hardly any of the paper trays available in the ones from Target's Dollar Spot section. In fact, this is the only one, so I'm just going to compare the pink to the purple, and here you can see a big difference between the two. In fact, there is no pink for the one from Target's back to school section. Let's compare the sizes. When you compare the heights, they are the same. So let's go ahead and compare the sizes. You can see lengthwise that the one from Target's Dollar Spot is definitely longer compared to the one from Target's back to school section. When we put them on their sides, you can again see that the one from Target's Dollar Spot section is wider than the one from the back to school section. Again, they are the same height though, so there you go. I went ahead and placed the paper tray from Target's back to school section into the one from the Dollar Spot section, and you can see it is definitely bigger all the way around because it fits inside, and you can still see the outer edges, so it's definitely bigger. Not by that much though, but definitely bigger, wider, longer, but the same height. Here we have the plastic caddies, and you can see the differences in the color. I have blue, green, yellow for both, and you can definitely notice the shine on the ones from Target's back to school section versus the one from Target's Dollar Spot section. You can see the colors are similar, but the blues from Target's Dollar Spot's definitely a darker blue. The green is not as yellow green as the one from the back to school section, but the yellows look the same. So here is a look at them, and you can see height wise they are the same height, but there are definitely subtle differences. For instance, when you look at the handles, you can see the differences in there. And let's get a better look. Alright, size wise, you'll notice that the ones from Target's Dollar Spot sections a little bit wider going this way. Now let's check the other way. When you turn it on the side this way, they look almost the same size actually. But let's take a better look at them and the insides. When comparing the two, you can see the blue from Target's Dollar Spot's definitely darker than the blue from the back to school section. Again, the one from Target's Dollar Spot is more matte or has a satiny finish as opposed to the glossy finish from the back to school section. You can see the handles are thicker in the one from Target's Dollar Spot section. The one from the back to school section is thinner and more squared off. But when you look at it at the compartments, you can see the one from Target's Dollar Spot's more squared off in the compartment sections, and the ones from the back to school section is kind of rounded. See that? There's that rounding on that edge. So I think those are the main comparisons, and I guess that's what makes it a little bit smaller. As you can see, I cannot stack the caddy from Target's Dollar Spot inside of the one from the back to school section. It is too big. I think it's because these are more squared off as opposed to the one from the back to school section. So let's try it the other way and see if it works. When you stack the one from the back to school section on top of the one from the Dollar Spot section, you see it actually does go in. And the difference though is that it doesn't go all the way down because it is being stopped by that plastic piece right there on the side. So that is how it looks. So here is a look at all of the back to school caddies on top of the Target's Dollar Spot section caddies with their matching colors, and you can see they actually look really good. So if you really wanted to mix and match, definitely go for it because they actually match pretty well. I mean, they're not exactly all the same, but they still look good and like they would go just because of the different finishes. So here is a look at the book bins or the connectable holders side by side. The one on the left is from Target's Dollar Spot, the one on the right is from the back to school section, and as you can see, I don't have the blue in the one from the Dollar Spot section, but there is definitely one But here is a good look. You can see that this does have this tab on the front, while this one is just a curved part on the outside. So they both do have something where you can pull the bin out. They both have a nice big front flat, but when you push it against the wall, you can see that the one from the back to school section is a little bit longer. You can kind of see that right there. So that's something to consider. And height wise, the one from the dollar spot section is a tiny bit taller. And let's look at it sideways. They both do have that connectable holder on the right side though. You can see that there. And you can see it here. Alright, now let's look at the side view. Here's a look at the side view, and you can see big differences. The one from the dollar spot section goes up in angles. The one goes up in a curve. What else do we notice? We notice that it appears that the one from the dollar spot section is slightly taller than the one from the back to school section. So let's actually compare it together. Okay, from the top view, you can see the one from the back to school section is a tiny bit longer, and the tab is definitely longer. Height wise in the back, they do look about the same, but in the front, it does look shorter. When you look at them side by side, you can definitely see the one from the back to school section is slightly shorter, because you can see the side from the Target's dollar spot section in the back. So it's a tiny bit taller, not a huge difference though. Here's a look at the back, and you can definitely see there's a tiny bit of a height difference where the one from the dollar spot section's a little bit taller. And it looks like this. And looking at it, I can stack them together. I can stack the dollar spot section one inside of the one from the back to school section. And I can stack the one from the back to school section into the one from the dollar spot section. So here are a look at all of the bins together. I have the ones from the back to school section on top of the ones from the dollar spot section, but it would have fit the other way as well. And this way you can compare all of the colors. The red with the red looks very close, except the one from the back to school section is a warmer red. You can kind of see that it has a little more of an orange tone to it. The yellows match pretty nicely. Here's the greens, and then the one from the back to school section is a more yellow green, a tiny bit yellower. Here are the light blues. The light blue from the back to school section is a lighter blue, definitely a little bit more of a mint blue. And the purples are close, actually really pretty close. So here they are, a comparison of all the colors I found. The only one I didn't find was the normal blue color, but not bad at all, considering that the ones from the back to school section's only $2, and the ones from the dollar spot section is $3. The main difference I'd see is that perhaps the shinier ones, the glossy ones from the back to school section might show scratches more. However, as you notice, this one does have some white marks on them. So it really is your own personal choice, but the colors are pretty close, guys. Something you might want to note is that Target's dollar spot section has a lot more colors. They have pink, red, orange, yellow, green, light blue, purple, black, and they have a regular blue, but they sold out of it at my store, so they definitely have a lot more colors. The ones at the back to school section has red, yellow, green, light blue, blue, and purple. However, their light blue is more of a pretty sky blue kind of. And so when you look at them together, that is the one color they have that they don't have at Target's dollar spot. So if you're picky about colors or you want more of a variety, then the one at the dollar spot section definitely has it. But if you prefer this pretty light blue here, then you might want the one from the back to school section. So there you go. That's the differences in the colors. Well guys, that is my video on the comparisons between the book bins and plastic caddies from Target's dollar spot section, otherwise known as their full-size playground, versus the ones from the back to school section. As you can see, there are a lot of similar styles, like the connectable holders, the paper trays, the caddies, and also the regular plastic bins right here. So besides the similar styles, they also have different styles. Like you have the little trays from the back to school section and the huge book bins from Target's dollar spot section. But as you can tell, you could probably mix and match them because the colors are not that off, and you could probably get away with them. So guys, that is it for my video. I hope you enjoyed watching and seeing all of these differences and comparisons between the two different sections of bins. I hope that you like my video. I hope you share it with your friends, and if you haven't done so already, I hope you subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day, guys.